Yo, what's up, boys? Luca Trades here. Firstly, I want to apologize for the raspy voice. It's been a long day. So, yeah, we're gonna go through this trade setup. I was just back testing, and I just wanted to show you guys, like, really what do I look for in a setup, and, how do you execute it? How do you find entry? How do you take profits, right? So, number one thing Number one thing you always do when you are scoping out a trade is you start on the higher time frame, always, 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 right? So on the daily chart, right, clearly the trend is upwards, right? We just had this buy or sell stop raid down here. We pushed higher, came back down, and we had this candle that wicked off the order block and this fair value gap. And then we had this candle that also did it. So the trade was on this daily candle. And I can mark out this fair value gap right here as well. So fully close that fair value gap. And yeah. So next, I like to go on the hourly or even the 4 hour. So yeah, what I was looking at is the 4 hour here. So on the 4 hour overnight, we inverted this fair value gap. So right, this big one becomes an inversion, and this blue line is the consequent encroachment of the inversion. And then this is a smaller normal fair value gap, right? So this is going to be the point where the most internal range liquidity is going to be, because there's a liquidity void here in this candle and in this inverse, right? So what I was looking for is exactly that. So this 4 hour candle, the fact that this 4 hour candle closed, it came down here and then closed still in this fair value gap, means that it's likely that we're going to respect this fair value gap, right? So let's go down to the 1 hour, right? The 1 hour is the same thing, but you can see it a lot easier, right? So, and this happens at the specific time of the day. I've seen this, and this can help a lot of you, but especially on the 1 hour where it's easier to see, especially for scalp trades. When you're looking for the bodies of the candles to respect a PD array, typically if there's wicks but the bodies close on the hourly candle, right? Say you don't even see these two hourly candles, these two green ones, right? Say you're on this hourly candle and you see that you guys, go down, you fully fill in this inverse, and then you get a jolt back up and close the hourly candle in the fair value gap, right? That is a major, major confluence, right? Because here's what you know now is you have to, right? There's no reason that this low should be broken if the price is going to go up, right? This is now an intermediate term low because we filled in this inverse here. And we saw a reaction back into this 4 hour normal fair value gap. So let's go to the 15-minute now. Right? As you can see, same thing pretty much. There's not really much else to it on the 15. If we check the 5, same thing too, but now I like to just go to the 1. Right? So see right here, we we have this. So this is what I'm looking at on the 1 minute, right? What I'm seeing is a market maker buy model waiting to happen, with this being the original consolidation right here, which is why this was my target. So part of this model is the leg in the smart money reversal that creates a breaker block. Well, let me turn the volume down. It's probably aids. The leg that creates the breaker block normally rejects off of a fair value gap or some sort of imbalance within price structure, and then goes down even further just to be inverted, right? That move is inverted. So it's on my phone. This inverse fair value gap paired with the breaker is what you're going to want to see for your entry, right? Now, a more specific stop loss, you can't really show this on paper, so I like to just put it here. But my stop loss would have been if price disrespected this fair value gap, this final fair value gap. And by that I mean a candle closing a good amount below this, right? But as you can see, just like we had on the higher time frame, these bodies are perfectly respecting it, right? So we close this gap and we're off, right? First entry is pretty simple. It is this inversion plus the breaker, right? Now these candles don't show like, every second. So I couldn't get the entry down here, but the entry would have been right here, right? So, and then I also added one right here on this candle because we came back down and closed in this. And like all of those entries would be better if it weren't in back testing too, and I'm confident of that. Now, you guys want to see something else? Is we have an SMT. Yes, we do have an SMT. Take a look at this. You can do that to that. Or you can do that to this. Which would be, an easier one, but it's very clear that there is, diverging assets, right? You can clearly see it. And this thing's just been chopping around. And you could draw an SMT from here to here for all I care, right? As long as it's there, it helps me. So now we can, now that we've explained the entry, we can focus on, well, we've already explained the stop too. So now we can move to the take profits. What I like to do when I have two contracts is take my first TP at some sort of PD array that is above 50% of the move. For example, this fair value gap is the first PD array above 50%, right? If 50% was down here, then it would have been this order block and this fair value gap, right? But it's not. So this is the first PD array that we see, which is why the first TP is going to be right here. And then you would have moved your stop probably somewhere below this, right? Because we have this mitigation and all of this volume imbalance, which on a higher time frame, like a 3-minute, is going to be one green candle, another green candle, and then another one, making a 3-candle fair value gap right around here, right? And you can back test me. I know my stuff. So the fair value gap would be right here. And as you can see, that's where we went. So we didn't even reach this mitigation, but you could have moved your stop up to at least break even, if not more, and still, not even come close. All right. So first contract out, stop moved up. And the rest is simple, you just hold it there. And then yeah, I mean that's literally it. But you know, those are the setups that if you're ever leveraging high, this is the setup you want to do it on, because you can't find something that is wrong with it, right? And when I'm analyzing these charts, let me tell you a little secret. The best way to figure out if a trade or a bias is actually correct is, number one, learning the PD arrays, learning market structure, and go into the charts and mark out every single important PD array that we've bounced from or that we've created or inverted, etc. Important order blocks that are institutional, and mark those out and see the higher time frame PD arrays, where are those pointing towards? The middle time frames, the 1 hour, 4 hour, what are those pointing towards? The 15-minute, the 5, what are those pointing towards? And you'll find a clear bias. I will tell you that right now, you will find a clear bias. So that's just a little video that I wanted to make. I might make more of these, but for now I'm just going to call this series ICT case studies, something along those lines. I still don't know what I'm going to name it because I just randomly made this video while back testing, but yeah. And also, I'll bet that after we break this liquidity, we might come back down a little bit or chop or whatever. And then the PM, we might come up and break this, which is the overall draw of the week. But for all I know, that could not happen. Maybe we go down a little bit more and then form the low on Wednesday when the low of the week normally forms. And then we go up and hit this on Thursday and Friday. It's just whatever. But we can watch that out really quick. So we're chopping, we go down. And let's see where we go down to on the fib. Just to be, oh, what do you know? It's OTE. And it's about to be the end of lunch. And we're chopping, just like I said. We just broke structure here, but it's manipulation. And we're still respecting this fair value gap. Watch it just burst down. Like, it's crazy because that's what I just told you guys about. All I'm doing is pointing out what I see and seeing how price reacts. There's no need to trade this BS. But right, all I know is the overall draw is up. Right? Look at that. Still respecting the inverse, the bottom of that inverse. We did take this liquidity. But that's the end of the day anyways. So, you know. Tuesday we went lower and then came up. We'll probably sweep the highest Wednesday. Yep. So that's exactly what we do. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to post that, but tell me what you guys think about these. I might do more of these. If they're, liked, if they're requested. So yeah. That's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.